tell, do you see the road? I'm out to my soul into the size whenever the smoke clear out of my face and my picture perfect.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to Cypherfics. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the fourth part of, What If Dannyphantom Meets Helltaker? Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Phantom Fan 21 on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. Danny yawns as he opens his eyes. He was visiting the girls again, and they let him have a nap. He looks down and saw Cerberus sleeping on him. He reaches over and pats the middle girl's head. It's been a week since Dash was taken to hell and brought back. Whatever the girls did to him, it clearly changes him. Dash no longer bullies him and left him alone. But he still acted like he was the king of the school. Probably his way of trying to forget what the girls did to him. Hey, awesome bro. Danny looks up and saw Justice standing over him, smiling. Hey, awesome demon. Mind helping me with Cerberus here? Danny asked. Sure. She said and helps Danny get the girl off him. Thanks, for some reason, Cerberus is way heavier than she looks. Felt as if all three were laying on top of me. Danny said. They still go on about having puppies with you. I get the feeling they want to corrupt you first. She said. And I'm way too young to be a father. I mean, Modius wants to sleep with me. Danny said. You won the hearts of multiple demons. Of course, we would want to do something with you. Both Cerberus and Modius are waiting until you're ready, but I should warn you. Make us wait for too long and we'll drag you into it, like how Lucy did with you. Justice told him. Danny sighs, the only he went through it was because she was the ruler of hell. She was the devil, the second most powerful being, next to God himself. He did actually got her to back off a bit, trying to make them act like normal people. Well, I better head to the kitchen then, Danny said, standing up and stretching. You know, Lucifer would do half bad in a maid roleplay, Justice spoke up. Danny turns to face her but saw her smirk before sitting back in the chair. He then turns and walks into the kitchen. He saw her making pancakes and try to flip them, only for the pancake to land in her face. God damn it. Why does that keep happening? She shouted. That is strange, Danny said, making her jump. Did I just scare the devil? Danny asked, surprised. Danny? Didn't anyone tell you it's rude to walk up behind someone? And no, you didn't. Lucifer said, blushing. Fine, fine. Still, I saw how you flip it. There was no way it should have landed on your face. You're not using your powers, are you? Danny said, then asked. No, and it's getting annoying. She said. Danny looks at her, confused. How does the pancake keep sticking towards her face? He sighs and notices a plate on the table. Lucifer? He asked. That's for you. My treat. She said. Okay. What's the catch? Danny asked. There is no catch. I just wanted to treat my boyfriend. Lucifer said. Danny was still confused but sat at the table anyway. He was about to take a bite before recalling what Justice said. Hey, Lucifer. This might sound like a silly question, but have you ever dressed like a maid? He asked. He saw her joint straight up. Even her tail was sticking up. I'm the queen of hell. I'm no one's maid. She shouted, not facing him. I know that. It's just that Justice mentioned that you wouldn't do half bad in a maid roleplay, and I'm a bit curious about it. Danny said. Humph. She said, clearly embarrassed. However, she did turn to Danny and asked him a question. What do you think of maids? Danny looked surprised before thinking about it. Well, there are different kinds of maids, but the ones I like the most are the one that pleases others and is treated like a person. If I did have a maid of my own, I would want her to be herself and do the best she can. Maybe treat each other as if we were friends. Danny said before facing her. Why do you ask? He said. No reason. Lucifer said, facing away from him. Danny shrugs and started to eat his pancakes. That when he remembers something else. Lucifer, I won't be able to come over tomorrow. He said. Why? She asked. My parents are taking Jazz to a college she's been looking into, and they are leaving me in charge of the house. Not sure if she's going for college or getting away from Strata. She still doesn't like that fusion they had. Danny said. I see, Lucifer said. Danny going to be alone tomorrow? I wonder if I can make my move there. She thought. The next day. Now, are you sure you'll be alright, sweetie? Maddie asked. Mom, for the 100th time, I'll be fine. I already locked up the ghost portal, so there won't be any ghosts. Danny said, groaning. Mom, Danny's not a little boy anymore. He told us what happened the last time a party was thrown while we were gone. Jazz said. I still can't believe I didn't get invited to a party in our own house. Danny said. I mean, who does that? Jack agrees. All four of them didn't like that. Jack and Maddie may not let their kids have parties when they're gone, but throwing one in the house and not being invited was another matter. Still, you have our number if you need anything, dear, Maddie said. And Mom, please do not call me every 5 minutes. I'll be fine. Danny told her. Come on, Maddie. Danny's a Fenton. He'll be fine. Jack said. Maddie looks to say something else, but sighs. All right. She said. Thanks, Dad, Danny said. Your mother is just worried as I am. However, both you and Jazz are going to leave us one day. Your mother is just having a hard time letting go. Jack said. And you're not? Danny asked. Oh, I'm having a hard time too. But I know I have let you go at some point. Jack said. Danny smiles before Jack hugs him. And as your father, I'm going to repeat the same things your mother said. No parties, no touching our weapons, and don't let strangers in. Behave until we get back, and I might treat you to some chocolate fudge ice cream. Jack said. Sound good to me. Maybe some kiwi fudge milkshakes, too. Danny said, then asked. Deal. Jack said, and the father-son duo shook on it. I still can't believe you like that. Jazz groans. Danny rolls his eyes, and soon his family left. Let's see. I have no plans of throwing a party. I made sure all of Mom's and Dad's weapons are locked away. Wondering if I could get, Danny started to say before hearing a knock on the door. Confused, Danny answered it and was surprised to see Lucifer there. Lucifer? He asked. Hello, Danny. Can I come in? She asked. Well, Lucifer isn't a stranger. Danny thought. Sure. He said and moved side. Thank you. She said, and walks in. Danny closes the door and looks at her. So, what brought you here? He asked. I thought you would want some company. You did say you're going to be alone. Lucifer said. Yeah. But why are you here? Danny asked. Just wanted to visit. She said. Danny raises an eyebrow, but Lucifer said nothing else. Oh, where's the bathroom? She asked. Upstairs, second door on the right, Danny said, still confused. Thank you, she said and heads towards it. Danny was sitting down and watching TV before he heard someone clear their throat. He turns and saw Lucifer in a maid's outfit. Lucifer. What are you? Danny started to ask. For tonight, and tonight night only, I'll be your maid. Tell anyone about this and I'll have you go through hell's punishment. She said, really embarrassed. Her maid outfit had the classic black and white, and she had a long skirt on. She even had the white headband on. Is there something I can do for you, Mstr? She said, clearly not like this one bit. Lucifer, you don't have to call me that. And was this because I asked you about being a maid? Danny said. No, I was just curious about what you would think. She said. Well, truthfully, I like you look cute like that, Danny said. Cute? Lucifer said, her face fully red. Well, you ask for my thoughts, Danny said. As much as Lucifer wanted to yell at him for that, she couldn't. He thought she was cute like this. Maybe this wasn't so bad. I'll let that slide, but may I call you Mstr just for tonight? She said. Danny sighs. He might as well. Okay. If you're up to it, I wouldn't mind if you make us something to eat. He said. At once, Mstr, Lucifer said, bowing. She headed into the kitchen and sighs. Calm down, Lucifer. It's just for one night. Just put away your pride and make him happy. She thought. Danny notices that Lucifer was taking the role of a maid seriously. She was clean everything, the dishes, the floors, and even dust the pictures. Every time he thanks her, she would bow and say, thank you, Mstr. Lucifer. He said when he saw her again. Yes, Mstr. She said. I'll admit that you play the role of a maid well, but I know you. There's something you want from all this, is there? He said. Lucifer blushed. She was caught. Well, I know you and Judgement still have to date, but I just wanted, she tries to say before sighing. F it, I'm jealous of the others. They all seem to like you. Even after hearing how your dates went with the others, they all wanted to date you. Heck, I got a strong feeling they all want to have a CC with you, as I did. You're my boyfriend. I should have all the love. She said. Lucifer, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that I got the devil to like me. It's clear that you don't have much rule over the girls as you think. But, there is one thing I like about you. Danny said. Lucifer looks at him, confused. You might be the devil, but you are nothing like what people say. You have a heart and much nicer than you appear. Yeah, our first meeting didn't give a first impression, but you have clearly shown me that there's more to you than you appear. Lucifer, I think you're a nice person when you want to be. Danny said. She blinks and blushes. Those were the nicest things anyone said to her. She could feel her heartbeat and her cheeks warm up. She then smiles and turns to him. Thank you. It's been a long time since I hear anyone said nice things to me. Danny, I do want us to have a CC again, but I won't force you into it. When you're ready, I'm ready. She said. Heh, thanks, Danny said, a little unsure about having SEC with her again. So, Mstr. Is there anything else? She asked. No, you did everything. How about you sit down and let me make you something? He said. Fine with me. She said, bowing. Lucifer returns to the apartment a few hours later and sighs. Danny's words, the way she felt after that. He was clearly unlike any mortal she even met. The will to help others, the way he sees others besides what they are, and how kind and understanding he could be. It's true that he too kind to others, but she knew for sure he was everything she hopes for. So, how did it go? She turns and saw Justice. Without saying a word, Lucifer walks up and hugs her friend. Justice is surprised but hugs her back. Thank you, she said before taking away her shades. For your punishment, I'll be holding to your shade for the rest of the weekend. She said. Heh, fine with me, Justice said. Along with your gloves. Justice's eyes widen at that. Not the gloves. You gave those to me as a gift. She said, putting them in her pockets. That's what you get for giving Danny the idea of me dressing up as a maid. She said, holding out her hand. No way. I'm not taking them off. Justice said, backing away. Hand them over, Lucifer said. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but F off. Justice said. F off, you did not just say that. Lucifer growls. I did, and I'll say it again if I have to. Justice said. Give me the gloves. Lucifer shouted. No. Justice shouted back and ran. Justice. She shouted and ran after her. Beelzebub walks downstairs and saw Danny sleeping on the couch with Cerberus watching over him. She smiles and walks up to them. May I? She asked them. Cerberus nods, and Beelzebub walks up and kisses him. Do you like Mstr Danny? Cerberus asked. No, I love him. He was great company back in the abyss. She said. Did you? Cerberus started to ask. All we did was make out. Through, I am hoping to see how good he really is. Beelzebub smirks. Lucifer already took him, Cerberus told her. Lucy always try to rush things. That's why I have his affection. She said. Excuse me. They turned and saw Lucifer standing at the door to the kitchen, crossing her arms. Lucy. Beelzebub smirks. I won his affection first. I have it more. She said, walking towards her rival. I took the time to know him and show him that I'm not the monster you make me out to be. You try to rush before getting to know him. Beelzebub said. Listen here, Beel. He's my boyfriend. I don't mind sharing him with the others, but you keep your dirty claws off him. She said. What's wrong? Afraid that I'll steal him from under you? Beelzebub smirks. Shoo. Mstr Danny is still resting. Cerberus reminds them. The two rivals stare at each other before Lucifer huffs and faces away from Beelzebub. She quickly places a kiss on Danny before heading back to the kitchen. Beelzebub smirks before kisses Danny again. Danny woke up and felt something strange on his lips. He could have sworn that he was kissed multiple times. He notices Cerberus laying on top of him and knew it wasn't her. He then saw Azazel and asked her to help get Cerberus off him. He also knew it was her either. They haven't kissed since Christmas. He also knew that Strata, Justice, and Pandemonica has yet to kiss him. He very well knew it wasn't Modius. She wouldn't let up if it was her. Judgement was still too shy to kiss him again after their first kiss. Malina really wasn't much of a kisser, so she was out. That left two girls. Lucifer and Beelzebub. After thanking Azazel for the help, he walks into the kitchen and notices that the table had some plates ready and cum candies in the middle. Hello, Danny. Enjoy your nap. He turns and saw Lucifer was back in her suit and smiling. Lucifer. What's this? Danny asked, confused. Oh, I wanted us to share some lunch. It not our date, yet. She said. Okay. Danny said before pulling a chair out for her. Thank you. She said, sitting down. Danny helps her push her chair in before still down himself. He saw that the pancakes were still the same, but there was a glass of wine. Lucifer. He said. Whoops. I must have sat in the wrong seat. How silly of me. She said. Danny blinks, now completely confused. What was going on here? Trade you. She said, handing her glass to him. Oh, very classy, Lucy. Danny turns and saw Beelzebub standing by the door, smirking. Looks like my kind of playtime. She said. What are you doing here? Lucifer asked. I just came to remind Danny that it's my turn to hang out with him. She said. Lucifer growls, she knew what Beelzebub was trying to do. Oh. Right. I almost forgot. After lunch, okay? Danny said. Fine with me, Beelzebub said, and kiss him. Lucifer was close to destroying her glass of wine but took a breath. Okay, if that's how you want to play, then fine. Let's play. She thought. Danny sighs as he returns home and sat down. Today was strange. Lucifer and Beelzebub were acting strange, well, stranger. He knew they still have their rivalry, and it was started to feel as he was the main focus. He also notices that Lucifer was treating him nicer than normal, and there was Beelzebub. She was very strange. Even since they first met, she has been nothing but nice to him. Yeah, she helps him understand that he was letting his fear take over with the girls, but she couldn't stop buzzing around him at times. Maybe I need a break from the girls, Danny said to himself. He notices it was nice outside, and a few people actually carrying surfboards. Maybe a day at the beach could help. He thought. With that thought, he headed upstairs and started to pack for the beach. He then heard his phone buzz and check it. It was from Malina and she was wondering what Danny was doing. He texts back, saying that he's head towards the beach and ask if everything was alright. She told him that everything is fine, and her sister was annoying her again. That left him more confused but got a message saying that he should have a good time. Okay, that doesn't sound like Malina at all. He thought before finishing packing. He told his family where he'll be and flew there in his ghost form. Once there, he changes into his shorts and tank top. He walks out on the beach and found a spot. He lay a blanket down and lay down to enjoy the sun for a while. Great. What are you doing in my spot, freak? Danny looks up and saw Malina in her pink swimsuit. She was clearly trying to show off her body, but Danny was no longer interested in her. Sorry, Malina. But first come, first serve. Meaning, I found this spot first. Danny said. Is that so? Malina said. She knew that Dash wouldn't deal with him anymore. Luckily, she did have some backup. Can you remove this freak from my spot? She asked a boy that she came with. Danny felt his shirt get grabbed and was tossed away. Malina laughs and goes to put her blanket down before she and the boy was pushed back. I believe, he said he was here first. Danny looks up and was surprised to see Lucifer. She was clearly wearing a red top that shows her belly and red swimwear with a clear black skirt around her waist. She even had her hair in a ponytail. Malina growls and stood up. Oh, yeah. This spot has always been mine. No one will have it. She said. Sweetie, did you forget who I am? I'm Lucifer, the devil herself. And the girlfriend to dannyphantom. She smirks. Please, anyone that hangs out with Fenton is a loser, Malina said. Oh, really? Lucifer said, still smirking. Malina? I don't think you should mess with the devil. The boy tries to warn her. Yeah, right. The devil. Please, she nothing like that person. She a tramp. Malina said. Oh no, Danny whispers. A tramp, am I? My dear, you should listen to that boy. Messing with me is the last thing you want. Trust me, I have many ways to prove I'm the real deal. She said and snaps her fingers. Malina screams as she found that her swimsuit was almost burned off. Luckily, she still left enough to stay cover. Mess with my boyfriend again, and you find many more ways to show I'm the devil, Lucifer said. Malina ran back towards the changing rooms as the boy followed her, trying to put a towel on her. Danny walks up and looks at her. Lucifer. What are you doing here? He asked. I just felt like hitting the beach. Even when I roamed the earth, the beach was always a place to relax. It's been some time since I've been here. She said. Okay. Danny said, raising an eyebrow. Mind if I join you? Never been to a beach with someone before. She said. Danny sighs. He can't even get away from the devil to have a relaxing day. Fine, just none of your tricks. He said. Danny sighs as he walks up to a food stand. Lucifer was clearly acting strange. She seems to be trying to make this enjoyable for him. There was a point she wanted him to put sunscreen on her. He stood near the counter as he waited for his and Lucifer's order. Hello, Danny. He turns and saw Beelzebub walk up to him. She was wearing a red-white striped one-piece and a clear red towel around her waist. She even had a red sun hat on. Beelzebub? What are you doing here? Danny asked. I heard about this beach and came to see for myself. Glad I got the right clothes for it. She said. Danny could understand that. Beelzebub was trapped in the abyss for most of her life. He saw his and Lucifer's order reach the counter and grabs them. Well, sorry I can't stand and talk, Lucifer's here too. I promised to get her something. He said. Okay then. Oh, and Danny? She said, making him turn to her. You look better without your tank top on. She said before placing her order. Danny blinks before notices that his tank top was off. He saw some girls giggle and winks at him, clearly like the muscles he built up from fighting ghosts. He walks over to Lucifer and hands her order to her. Where's my shirt? He asked. Come on, you look handsome without it. Just be happy that Modius isn't here. She'll be all over you. She said. Danny sighs. He sat down and ate his ice cream. It was later when Lucifer drags him to the water, wanting them to swim together. Danny stood in the water as Lucifer relaxed in it. Danny then felt someone grab him from behind and was shocked to see Beelzebub pressing herself on him. Beel? He asked. Just came to see how you're doing. Looks like Lucy is having fun without you. She said. Danny sighs before seeing Lucifer heading for them. And what are you doing to my boyfriend? She asked. Just talking. She said, not getting off him. Let go, Lucifer told her. Nope. He's nice and warm. Beelzebub smirks. Lucifer looks ready to reach over and grab him, but Danny had enough. Okay, that's it. He said and phased out of Beelzebub's arms. I came here to have some time for myself, but it's clear you two aren't going to let me enjoy my time. Lucifer, I'm glad that you got Malina to back off, but I was going to try to find another spot. Beelzebub, I know you're still lonely, but you need to try to make friends with others. You two have been acting strange all day. He said. Both of the rivals looked at each other in sighs. You see, Danny. I don't like the fact that Beel likes you as well. I'm okay with the others, but I don't trust her. You're my boyfriend. Lucifer said. I'm not trying to rush anything. You're the first person to care about me and even help me get out of the abyss. Beelzebub said. Then why fight over me? I can choose for myself. Danny said. Both girls looked down. They did forget that Danny was human, and he did have the freedom of choice. Look, all of the girls gave me reasons to like them. Yes, I'm pretty much started at HAREM, but I don't want anyone fighting over me. Just, let me have my alone time, please. He said. Both girls sigh and nod. Danny sighs, as well and got out of the water. The two rivals walked back to the food stall and sat at the table. You know, I was joking earlier, Beelzebub said. What? Lucifer asked. About having Danny's affection more. He clearly a nice guy but can be too nice at times. She said. Yeah. It was that kindness and bravery that made me fall for him in the first place. Lucifer said. I thought you hated those, Beelzebub asked. Danny was different. Azazel is right. He's the light that shines in us. She said. I guess we better make it up to him, Beelzebub said. How? Lucifer asked. By making this the best beach day he'll have. She smirks. Danny lays down on the towel and sighs again. He knew he was being a bit too HRD on them. Beelzebub was just trying to be more open and she was used to being with Danny. Lucifer was still so used to her ways that she forgot that not everyone was going to follow her. He likes them both, not because they were demons. It was because they show to be more human. Danny. He looks up and saw the two standing next to him, both looking a little happy. We wish to apologize for how we are acting. It clearly that we forgot you are a person. Lucifer said. We want to make it up for you. By doing what you want us to do. Beelzebub added. Huh? Danny asked. What she means is, we want you to enjoy your beach day, your way. We just want to help it feel better. Lucifer said. We know it was meant for you to get away from us, but we really feel bad for our actions, Beelzebub said. Danny sighs. He could see that two really did feel bad, and he just couldn't turn them away. Beel's right. I'm way too kind. Danny thought. Okay, you can both join me, but no fighting. He said. They nod and lay down next to him. Surprisingly, Danny's beach day went better than he thought. Lucifer and Beelzebub behaved themselves, and Danny actually had fun with them. He and Lucifer actually shared a milkshake, and he and Beelzebub even built a sandcastle. Beelzebub actually heard about the hulu dance and she and Lucifer put on a show for him. Lucifer was clearly embarrassed by the way she had to dress. Beelzebub didn't seem to mind. As a treat, he let them walk around the beach during the time the sun started to set. They were now packing up to leave, and Danny smiles. You know, this day turned out better than I thought. I really had a great time with you too. He said. Yeah, I did too, Beelzebub said. Same here, Lucifer said. The three then grabbed their things and started to leave. Danny then stops and faces both of them. Looks, Lucy, Beel, you really need to put this rivalry of yours aside. What happened between you two is in the past. It's clear that Beelzebub is no longer trying to get back at you, and you need to stop thinking that she's still after you. He told them. The rivals looked at each other and knew what he meant. It was clear they were still holding on to the past. But today, they didn't act like rivals. It's going to be a bit longer before I can call her my friend. But, Beelzebub is clearly showing me she different than the last time I saw her. Lucifer said. And Lucifer has shown she not the same bee I met all those years ago, Beelzebub said. You want a bee, go seize Drada, Lucifer said. All three laughs and started to head home. Lucifer and Beelzebub then surprised Danny by kissing his cheeks. Danny blushes as the two giggles. Judgement woke up and got out of bed. Her hair was a huge mess, but she was able to brush it down. She was actually excited for today. It was hers and Danny's date. She felt like a little girl winning the heart of her crush. She then remembers seeing Danny's sins and the biggest one of all. That person staring back at her, the way he was smiling. Whoever that was, he was clearly evil and powerful. She heard a knock on the door and answers it. Hey, Judge. Excited for your big day? Justice asked. Yes, I am. Though, I do feel a little nervous as well. She said. Yeah, I get ya. I was nervous too when I started dating Mock. Justice said. Are you going to date him? Judgement asked, knowing her mentor liked Danny. One day. Lucy going to date him next. Justice said. She's still upset. Judgment asked. A little. Justice shrugs. Judgment rolls her eyes. She knew that Lucifer likes Danny and wanted to keep him to herself. But it was clear she was still having a hard time sharing him with the others. Justice, do you think Danny wouldn't mind dating me? I mean, you train me to judge all souls. Judgment said. Actually, I train you to look into a soul. I'm sure he really doesn't mind. Look at Modius, Malina, and Pandemonica. They went on dates and had a good time. I'm sure you two will have a great date. She said. Judgment took a breath. She was really having a hard time learning that she found someone that likes her. She also couldn't believe that she liked him back. There was something about Danny that she couldn't put her finger on. Come on, we better get breakfast before Cerberus get wild again, Justice said. Judgment nodded, and followed her downstairs. Vlad's mansion. Sam finished putting on the rest of the armor as Vlad enters the lab. Going somewhere? He asked. Yes, I have trained long enough. The girl is under my control, and I need to deal with the demons as well as the boy. She said. I see. However, I still don't believe that your training is finished. I need to be sure that Ms. Manson is fully under control for my plan to work. Vlad said. Vlad was shocked to hear her laugh and turns to him. Plan. You fool. Trying to use demons for your goals is the dumbest idea. No one can control the devil. I only went along with this plan because it could have me fight demons. Yes, the girl interprets our battle, but now I have her locked away deep in her mind. You've been a useful ally, but it's clear you never think things through. And I disable that backup plan you had. She said. What? Vlad shouted. The boy is right, you are a Fruit Loop. She laughs before blasting him away with an ectoblast. Vlad crashes into a wall and slumps to the ground. Sam smirks before walking up to him. Your quest for power overrules all reasons to plan farther ahead. You think they are foolproof when they are not. She said. She then turns away from him and smirks. The boy holds more power than you ever had. He's the real treat. She said before flying away. Danny and Judgment meet up at the gym, where they agree to meet to make plans for their date tonight. A movie? She asked. Yeah. It's pretty much a new Dead Teacher movie. I would normally invite Tucker and Sam, but Tucker is out of town, and Sam has gone missing, according to her parents. He said. A movie? It's clear that he wants me to enjoy it. But can I even sit still? She thought. Hey, Judge. They turned and saw Adam walk up to her. Hey, Adam. She said. Danny knew who this guy was. He also knew that Adam was a little too friendly with Judgment. But he stays out of it because Judgment can handle herself. I hear that you have a date. Adam asked. Yes, Danny was thinking about taking me to the movies. Judgment said. The movies, huh? Sounds like a big plan. Adam said. Yeah, we are also coming up with backup plans in case we can't see them, Danny said. Still haven't come up with one. Judgment said. Well, I wish you luck, Adam said and walks away. He's jealous. Judgment said. What? Danny asked. He doesn't like the fact I'm dating you. I know he has feelings for me. He's a nice guy, but not my type. She said. You have a type? Danny asked. I think so, you and Adam are the only two men I interact with. She said. We are? Danny asked. I'm not really good with males. Even in hell, I couldn't even talk to male demons without freezing up or them running from me. For the longest time, Justice was my only friend. She said. I get that. Before I met you and the girls, I could never talk to a girl without acting like an idiot, or they just stick their noses in the air at the sight of me. It became worse when I got my powers. Danny said. So, movies? Judgement said. Right, it will be on at 6 tonight. Earlier than I was hoping, but not everything works as planned, right? Danny said. No. I better go talk to Adam. I have a strong feeling he might do something. Judgement said. Sure, I'll see you later, Danny said. Judgement watches him leave before turning to Adam, who was hitting a punching bag. She could feel it, Adam was heartbroken. She then walks up to him, knowing he has to get him to understand. Adam. She said, but he didn't turn. Adam, I know you like me. She said again, but he still didn't turn. You're jealous of Danny. She said, getting him to stop. Look, I understand. I knew you like him, I was hoping that you two would finally start dating, but at the same time, my heart was hurting. I tried to ignore it, but it was just so much. I was even started to think about how to break you two up. But that would make me a terrible person. You deserve to happy. He said. Judgement was glad. He understands why she chose Danny. He felt heartbroken but didn't want to ruin her happiness. Thanks, Adam. Judgement smiles. I wish you luck on your date. He said. Danny walks through town, knowing that his date with Judgement was coming up. Judgement was different than the others. Before telling him her feelings, she was shy and meek every time she was around him. He had no idea at first, but after Dash sent him to the hospital. Judgement told him about her feelings. He admits that he did share some feeling for her as well. But was worried she was avoiding him at times. He sighs, as he remembers Judgement asking him that one question when talking about their date when he was still in the hospital. Flashback. Hey, Danny. Can I ask you something? Judgement asked, after breaking their kiss. Sure. What is it? He asked. When we first met, I saw your sins. One of them was this strange man that looked like you. For some reason, he felt powerful and ready to rip my heart out. Who was that? She asked. Danny sighs. He knew he might have to tell them at some point. My greatest fear. A future I trying to avoid. As a ghost, I've seen many things. I even time travel. You see, my school was getting ready for the CAT. A test that would determine a person's future. My sister is known to have the highest score. I wanted to pass as well, but for some reason, I started to get attacked by some new ghosts. First was Box Lunch, daughter of the Box Ghost and the Lunch Lady. Danny said before seeing her face. I know. Anyway, she attacked me and I fought back. Not sure what happened, but during the fight, I somehow got the answers to the test. Danny said, and let her think on that. Wait. You mean, you were going to cheat? Judgement asked, shocked. Yeah, but I was also very unsure. I felt like I was taking a shortcut. Before I could go with it, I was attacked by another ghost. This time it was actually two of my enemies as one. Call themselves Skulktech. During the fight, they were saying things I had no idea what they meant. I was able to beat them and was taking into the ghost zone. There I saw something, the future of Amity Park, being attacked and destroyed by a powerful ghost. That ghost was me. Danny said. You. How? Judgement asked. It took a while, but I had a little help from my sister in the present and found Vlad. Turns out by cheating on the test I lost the greatest thing on the planet. My family and friends. Danny said, looking away. Judgement couldn't believe it, he lost his loved one just because he cheated. I really had no one to go to, so Vlad was the only option. However, I never got over the loss. One day, I asked Vlad to remove my humanity. Danny said, taking a breath. What? Judgement grasps. Vlad granted my request, and it turns out he removed my ghost half instead. It appears my ghost half was dealing with the pain worse than me. Without my human half, my ghost half attacked Vlad and split his as well. Then, my ghost half tries to overshadow Vlad's and means to destroy it, but they end up fusing together, causing my ultimate enemy to be born. He went by many names, but most call him dannyphantom. Danny said. Wait, what happened to you human half? Judgement asked. All Vlad told me was, some things are better left unsaid, Danny told her. Judgment eyes widen at that. It was clear that the person she saw was nothing like the one in front of her. So, after learning how he came to be and getting a chance to start over, I did the right thing. I returned the answers and admit I looked at them, but I never want to be a cheater. That's why I didn't use all my powers during the time I was helping the girls. I didn't want to cheat. I still fear that it will happen. I'm doing everything I can to prevent that future. Danny said. Judgment was quiet before she hugs Danny. He blinks and hugs her back. Well, let me make a promise. If you ever start to become that person, I will do everything in my power to stop you and turn you back into the boy we know and love. She said. Thanks, Judgment. Danny smiles. Flashback end. Danny sighs. He hasn't told the other yet, but he knew he had to. Hello, Danny. He stops and notices Sam walking up to him. Sam. Where did you go? The last time I saw you, you were trying to attack the girls. Danny asked. I had to get away. I was rushing myself into a fight. Plus, they were too strong. I did another girl appear out of nowhere and take you. She said. Oh, that was Beelzebub. She was imprisoned in a place called the Abyss. She was really lonely and took me inside as company. I was able to talk to her and work out a deal. She now staying with the others and turns out I won her heart too. Danny said. Another demon? Sounds like you're going through your own 9 pits of hell. Sam said. Look, Sam, I understand you have feelings for me. But after seeing how you were acting and spying on me with the girls, I come to realize that we don't have a chance. Maybe we better off as friends. Danny said. Sam smirks as she felt her prisoner screams, finally being pushed down far enough for the ghost to take over completely. Thank you, boy. She's finally gone. Sam said but in a different voice. What? Who are you? And what did you do to Sam? Danny asked. She's locked away, deep in her own mind. She was still holding on to some hope that you will see things and finally stop seeing the girls. Your words were the final nail in the coffin. She said before calling the armor. As for who I am, you call me Cleanser. The bane of demons and heroes. She said, laughing. Danny stood ready. He couldn't believe Sam was overshadowed by a ghost this whole time. He didn't know that those words hurt Sam, allowing the ghost to finally take control. He has to save Sam. Judgment sighs as she left the gym. She was able to get Adam to understand why she picks Danny, and he wishes them luck. Still, she couldn't believe she fell for a mortal. But, she could see why. Danny wasn't like other mortals. He was half human, but that matters little to her. She knew Azazel kept mentioning how Danny brought the light in them out, and they seem to act differently than demons they are. If she was honest, there was something about Danny's kindness that made her happy. She is the kindness demon in all of hell. Maybe they were a match. I'm started to sound like Modius. She thought, shaking her head. She turns the corner and saw Danny and Sam talking. Look, Sam, I understand you have feelings for me. But after seeing how you were acting and spying on me with the girls, I come to realize that we don't have a chance. Maybe we better off as friends. Danny said. Judgment watches a very strange grin appear on Sam's face and heard a different voice come from her mouth. Thank you, boy. She's finally gone. She said. What? Who are you? And what did you do to Sam? Danny asked. She's locked away, deep in her own mind. She was still holding on to some hope that you will see things her way and finally stop seeing the girls. Your words were the final nail in the coffin. As for who I am, you call me Cleanser. The bane of demons and heroes. She said, putting on the same armor she fought them with. Cleanser, huh? Well, I'm going to save Sam, you can be sure of that. Danny said and turns into his ghost form. We'll see, boy. Cleanser said, still smirking. Judgement had no idea what was going on, but it was clear Sam was a victim in all this. She watches the two fly into the air and started to fight. Danny threw a punch that Cleanser blocks and returned with her own. Danny was knocked back, but stops himself and flew back at her. Cleanser dodges him and kicks him in the back of the head. Danny was knocked away but was able to stop himself and rub the back of his head. Geez, for a ghost using Sam's body, it knows how to give a kick in the head. Danny groans before turning back to her. Cleanser smiles before using the armor to build up some energy. Danny was shocked to see some energy blasts heading right for him and fire his ectoblasts. However, the energy blast went right through his, and Danny only had time to place his arms in front of him. There was an explosion, and he was sent flying towards the ground. He crashes into it as Cleanser lands close by. Sorry, boy. But this armor was made to counter all your powers. You already lost before it even began. She said. Did he? Cleanser was then shocked to find a white chain warp around her and was pulled away from Danny. Judgement then had her chain take Cleanser into the air before slamming her hard into the ground. She had the chain do that repeatedly before, finally, tossing her away. Judgement was back in her usual clothes and rush over to Danny and help him up. Judgement? When did you get here? Danny said. I heard everything. That's not your friend, is she? She asked. No, a ghost had overshadowed her and using her body. Sam is still there, but I might have forced her to be locked in her mind. Danny said. Danny, I heard what you said. With the way she has been acting and trying to force us away, you couldn't see how things would work out between you two. She needs to let go. Judgement said. That's going to be hard for her. Sam has always been stubborn. Danny said. And so are we. Judgement said. Ugh, that hurt. They turned and saw Cleanser stood up and walk over to them. The armor was made to withstand the boy powers, but demon powers are another story. She said, cracking her neck. Both Danny and Judgement stood ready. Danny flew at her with Judgement descending her chains to cover Danny. The chains reach Cleanser first and hit the ground, cover the area in a dust cloud. Danny turns invisible and flew at her. He reaches her and moves his hand into her body. Fool. Danny screams as a powerful electric shock hits him. He was then knocked away from her as she laughs. I said this armor was made to counter your powers. That means all of them. She said. Cleanser was then surprised as Judgement rushes up to her and swing her claw gloves at her. Cleanser put her arms in front of her but was still knocked away. Judgement quickly follows after her and punches her again. Cleanser growls before catching one of the fists before headbutting her. Judgement was caught by surprise before Cleanser pulls her close, and threw an uppercut that knocks her into the air. Cleanser then jumps after Judgement before cupping her hands together and knocks her back to the ground. Danny flew above her and tackled her to the ground. Both of them suddenly came flying out of the dust cloud, trading blows. Danny got the upper hand and was able to knock Cleanser away before flying past her. He then kicks her into the air before firing an ectoblast that exploded. Danny stood ready, knowing that she was done yet. Cleanser then came flying towards him and lands a powerful punch on him. She then turns and blocks Judgment's punch. Judgement growls before started to throw lots of punches. Cleanser just smirks and blocks them all. What's the matter? I thought it was Judgment Day. She laughs. Judgement growl then turns into a smirk. Oh, Sam's judgment is far from ready. You, on the other hand. She said before throwing a kick. Cleanser was caught by surprise and was knocked away. Judgment then follows after her before punching her into the ground. Cleanser growls before grabbing Judgment's head and slams her into the ground. She then turns and grabs Danny, who came flying at her and threw him into Judgment. She then grabs both of them by their throats and held them up. Impressive teamwork. One of you fights me as the other get their breath back. Too bad, it didn't work for long. She laughs. She then threw both of them back into the ground before stepping on Danny. Your love and kindness for one of the most powerful creatures is the reason why Sam is trying to keep you away from the others. They're demons, boy. They can't felt love. Cleanser said. You're wrong. Judgment is the kindness demon in all of hell. I've seen it. All of the girls can feel. I used to think that ghosts were nothing but trouble until one saved me and told me that not all ghosts are evil. The same could be said for demons. I bet, in another life, I would have demon powers instead of ghost powers and still use them the way I do. I might not approve of most of the girls' actions, but I know they are more than demons. They are people. Danny shouted. People? Don't make me laugh. There were never people. Cleanser laughs. Danny then reaches over and grabs Judgment's hand. She was surprised and saw Danny smile at her. She smiles back and closes her hand around his. Then, a bright light shines from them before covering the two completely. Cleanser back away, trying to shield her eyes from the light. When it faded, a new demon stood up. This demon was clearly a female but looked different enough to be someone else. It had Judgment's skin color with long white hair with a bang hanging from its forehead, in between its eyes. Its eyes were pure white, giving the illusion that it blind. It also had black shorts and black gloves. It had chains warp around its arms, legs and even as a makeshift BR for its chest. She blinks and looks around, seemingly confused. Where am I? She asked, her voice soft and almost pure. Who are you? And where did those two go? Cleanser asked. Huh? She asked before feeling two minds in her head. I see. They fuse into me. That way I was called here. She said, thinking before turning back to Cleanser. I have no name as some demons didn't take up names. You may call me the kindness demon. She said. Kindness demon? Cleanser asked, confused. So you have taken over Danny's friend. Normally, I stay away from violence but it's clear I can't let you keep her any longer. The kindness demon said and let two chains drop to the ground. And you think those chains will stop me? Cleanser laughs. Oh, these chains were made to keep me imprisoned. I found ways to use them. She said before. Throwing one of the chains at her. Cleanser raises her arm, and the chain wraps around her arm. However, the chain started to squeeze her arm and she nearly cries out in pain. These chains are different than the ones Judgment uses. They were made to keep anyone from being free. Though I was freed a long time ago, the chains were never removed. She said, and pull the chain back. Cleanser rubs her arm and growls. She then fires an energy blast at the kindness demon, who didn't move. Then, all the chains on her suddenly came off her and acted like a shield. Cleanser was shocked as the chains returned to her. Some think the chains have a mind of their own. In truth, I learned how to use them. The kindness demon said before throwing two chains at her. The chains wrap around both of Cleanser's arms before the kindness demon appear in front of her and headbutts her away. She pulls back on the chains and then tosses Cleanser up. She then yanks the chains back down, causing Cleanser to hit the ground really hard. The kindness demon then called her chains back and waited. Cleanser pulls herself from the ground and growls. The kindness demon made no move and looked at her. "You be." She shouted and charges at her. Cleanser then punches her and didn't let up. Finally, the kindness demon grabs one of the fists and glares at her. "Don't make angry. You won't like me when I'm angry," she warns before landing a powerful punch. Cleanser gasps in shock as she took a few steps back, taking to breathe. "What kind of monster are you?" she asked. "Monster? Did you just call me a monster?" the kindness demon said, growling. She then grabs Cleanser by the face and slams her into the ground. "Do not call me a monster," she screams as the chains started to glow. The kindness demon lifts Cleanser back up, and threw another punch, knocking the breath out of her again. She then turns and threw Cleanser from her, but had a chain wrapped around her ankle. She pulls her back with enough force to tear the leg off, but it remained on. Cleanser was then thrown into the air and was wrapped up, fully. The kindness demon then pulled her down so far, she caught on fire before hitting the ground. The kindness demon walks up to the creator and looks in it. She could see that Cleanser was groaning and the armor was now broken. She also knew that Sam's body had some broken bones, a side effect of her anger. She took a breath and reaches down to grab her. She lifts her back up, as the rest of the armor fell off. "Sorry about that. I really hate being called a monster," she said. "What kind of demon are you?" Cleanser asked, coughing. "I used to be one of the most dangerous demons in the world. Now, I follow a new path," the kindness demon said. She then reaches in Sam's body and pulls out the ghost. It was clearly a weak one and didn't look all that threatening. "How?" it asked. "Sam needs to understand that she can't be right all the time. And she can't do that with you in her," she said before chain wraps around it. The kindness demon then heard Sam groan and sighs. At long last, Sam was freed. Lucifer couldn't believe what she was seeing. Danny and Judgement fuse into the most dangerous demon in the world. "How? That's not possible," she said. "I get you're confused, Lucifer. To think that these two would call me to this place," the kindness demon said. "Heh, got to say, never thought Judgement would be part of you." Justice smiles. "And you're doing a fine job teaching her," she said. "Wow. She really is kind," Cerberus said, surrounding her. "Easy, Cerberus. I'm still calming down. The ghost called me a monster," she said. Lucifer back away and Beelzebub laughs. "Ha, looks like the mighty Lucifer is scared," she teases. Shut up. She was far more dangerous than you," Lucifer shouted. They were supposed to go on a date. Maybe I can go see that movie for them," the kindness demon spoke up. "What? No. I'm not letting you out of my sight until you unfused," Lucifer told her. The kindness demon then stood up and started to stretch. "The fight got lots of the stiffness out, but I need to get the muscles moving, and the blood pumping while I'm still here," she said and started to head for the door. "Oh. Could you let Sam know that Danny wants to talk to her later? There's something they need to talk about," she said before leaving. "Get back here," Lucifer shouted. The kindness demon ends up taking a walk instead of going to the movies. She felt Danny's mind inform her that her chains weren't be allowed in, and she never wore a shirt. She looks around and was amazed by the town. So, this is part of the human world. It seems like a nice place, she said. She then felt someone following her. She stops and stood ready. She then turns, and threw a chain, causing two people to scream and duck. "Tucker? Jazz?" the kindness demon asked. Wow, I just get back, and already something happens, Tucker said. I can't believe it, Danny fused with one of the girls again. Jazz asked. Yes, with Judgement this time. I'm the kindness demon. She said, calling her chain back. Yeah, Lucifer informed me about you. She said you were the most powerful demon in the world. Jazz said. Yes, these chains are proof of that. The kindness demon said, looking at them. How can someone be dangerous with kindness? Tucker asked. I wasn't always kind. Long ago, I was a raging psychopath. Killing any that stood in my way. Finally, I was caught and imprisoned. It was a century later that I finally was free, but I was a changed demoness. I revisit all my victims, apologizing, and helping their families. I was no longer the demon that everyone fears. I gained the title, the kindness demon, because of my actions. Though, my killer self is still in me. I'm not able to remove it completely. She explains. She then turns to Jazz. I've heard about yours and Zerdada's fusion. All demons are different. You should get to know the fusion. She said. The way she acts. I felt like I might enjoy it. Jazz said. Jazz, I carry both Danny's and Judgment's minds, but they really don't take part in my actions. Everything I do is my actions, not theirs. So if I end up going to the movies anyway, and I still end up getting kicked out because of my chains, then that was my action, not theirs. Just because you two become the CC demon, doesn't mean she going to let her actions infect yours. The kindness demon said. Wow, you really are kind, Tucker said. I truly regret my actions and doing everything I can to make up for the past. She said. How long have you been fused? Me and Danny had to wait for almost 3 hours before we unfused with Malina and Zerdada. Jazz asked. Not that long. I've only been around for 20 minutes. The kindness demon said. I'm guessing that fusions must have their own time limits, Tucker said. Oh, right. By the way, I've freed Sam. The kindness demon said. Freed Sam? Tucker and Jazz asked. Turns out, Sam was overshadowed by a ghost. When Danny and Judgement call me here, I was able to get the ghost out of her. She's resting at the apartment with the rest of the girls. She said. Resting? Jazz asked. Remember when I said I still have the killer side of me? The ghost brought it out a bit, and I might have broken a few of her bones. The kindness demon said, sheepishly. Both of them blink and sighs. The kindness demon then felt something heading for them and turns around to see white armor trucks drive up to them. They quickly surround them, and Jazz knew who they belonged to. The guys. In white. She said. They must be here for me. Seeing that I carry Danny's mind, they must have picked up on his ectoplasm. The kindness demon said. You're not going to? Tucker started to ask. No, but I will defend myself. She said. Soon the GIW jump out of their trucks and aim their guns at the fused demon. She then notices that Agents O and K was leading the group. Oh, those two. Still haven't given up on catching dannyphantom? She asked them. Quiet, spook. Agent O said. You're coming with us for testing. Agent K said. Let me guess, lots and lots of painful testing. Geez, some people are too quick to believe what they hear. The kindness demon said before turning to Tucker and Jazz. You two better get out of here. The last thing I want is for you getting caught in the crossfire. She said. Good idea, but how? The GIW has us surrounded. Tucker asked. The kindness demon let 2 of her chains fall to the ground before looking at them. Grab on and whatever you do, don't let go. She told them. Confused, the 2 grabs the chains. The kindness demon then toss her chains up, along with Tucker and Jazz. The two were caught by surprise and screams before they were placed on top of the roof of a building. The kindness demon calls back her chains and faces the GIW. They're safe. But, I should warn you, I'm not going to so nice if you push me. She said. We said quiet. Agent O said. Morons. She whispers. The kindness demon stood ready before Agent O give the order. Fire at will. He shouted. The GIW did but was shocked to see the chains on her suddenly come off, and made a barrier, blocking their shots. Once they stopped firing, the chains returned to the kindness demon, and she sighs. Don't you guys know I'm a demon? Yes, I might have a ghost as part of me, but your weapons are useless. She said. What? Agents O and K shouted. Really? I don't see a church anywhere in this town, and most of the people are not too off-putting about demons and angels being in town because of all the ghost attacks. Most are even afraid of getting close to others. People need to stop jumping to conclusions. The kindness demon said. We told you to be, Agent O started to say before he and his partner was wrapped up in the chains. Not all ghosts are evil. Just because this town is attacked by them, doesn't mind every ghost that comes here is trouble. You two are so set in your ways that you forget one important thing, proof before action. How do you know that Danny is responsible for the attacks? How do you know that he making plans to trick everyone he's a hero? Where's your proof? She shouted. What are you fools doing? Shot her. Agent K shouted. Trust me, you don't want to do that. She warns. Many of the grunts were unsure. They still recall the chains protecting her, the last time they shot at her. Listen to me, and listen good. I'm a demon, and I can do many things. However, I'm turning over a new leaf and trying to make up for my past sins. I might not be around the next time you'll see dannyphantom, but I'm not the only demon that hangs out with him, and you do not want to make Lucifer upset. She said. Lucifer. The GIW shouted. That right. The devil. It appears that Danny has somehow won the heart of the devil herself. She has been following Danny's deal, but you could give her, as well as any of the girls, a reason to hunt you down, and it won't be pretty when they get their hands on you. She said. She then readies herself and smirked. I also have a bit of Danny's mind, and I just recall the one thing you two hate. She said. Agents O and K found themselves back at the HQ and once more landed in a puddle of mud. They both stood up and looked shocked. Not again. Agent O shouted. Quick, before Agent K started to say before they saw their boss standing over them. Oh, K. Where have you been? I thought I ordered you to remain at base. And why are your suit dirty again? He shouted. The kindness demon smirks as the rest of the GIW got in their armor trucks and drove off. She then turns and saw Tucker and Jazz running up to her, after climbing down. Wow, you deal with them like it was nothing. Tucker said. They're morons. Too quick to jump to conclusions without checking their facts. The kindness demon said. I was worried you might actually kill them. Jazz said. Not worth it. The kindness demon said. Huh? They asked. I might kill my victims in the past, but there were some that weren't worth the kill. She said. Okay, want to hit the arcade? Tucker asked. Not sure if I'll be allowed in. The kindness demon said, holding up her chain arms. Good point. Tucker agreed. How about we head back to the apartment? Jazz asked. Okay, I've seen enough of the town. The kindness demon said. The three returns to the apartment and saw Lucifer sigh in relief. Relax, I didn't kill anyone. We did have a run-in with the guys in white. The kindness demon said. Lucifer groans at that name. They all heard about the GIW, and understand they were just stupid people that didn't care if they were wrong. Jazz notices Zerdada and remembers what the kindness demon told her. She sighs and walks up to her. "Hey, nerd," she said, smirking. "Zerdada," Jazz started to say before taking a breath. "Look, we need to talk about our fusion," Jazz said, leading her away. "What's with her?" Malina asked. "Sounds like she going to let their fusion have a walk around," the kindness demon said. "What?" Malina asked. Jazz need to understand the CC demon better. Since she and Zerdada can call her, it better for both of them, the kindness demon said. Lucifer sighs and looks at the kindness demon. It was clear that the fusion was actually a summon. The kindness demon disappears long before Lucifer ensures her rule over hell. As much as she was afraid of the demon, it was clear it had no means of hurting them. Jazz brought Zerdada to the kitchen and sighs. She couldn't believe what she was about to do. "Zerdada, remember that demon we fuse into?" she asked. "The CC demon?" "Yeah," still shocked at how a B and a nerd can call her. She said. "Zerdada, please. Stop calling me a nerd." Jazz sighs. "I say it with care." She smirks. "Look, the kindness demon said that Danny and Judgement are not infected by her actions. She said that it the same with the CC demon. I mean, you and your sister become the killer demon. From what I have seen, you two are not bothered by the fact she kills your kind." Jazz told her. "Nah, we were shocked the first we became her, but she assured us that she won't let her actions infect our lives," Zerdada said. Jazz took a breath. She needs to do this before she changes her mind. "Let's fuse into her," she said. "You want to fuse into the demon that you don't like?" Zerdada asked. "Zerdada, please. Let's just get this over with before I change my mind," Jazz said. "Okay, then," Zerdada said, "then kiss her." Jazz was shocked by the kiss as a bright light covered them. When it faded, the CC demon stood in their place. "Oh. So they call me here," she said, stretching. She looks around before feeling Jazz's mind and smiles. "Now don't you worry, Jasmine. The kindness demon is telling the truth. Whatever I do will not infect your life," she said. She then walks out of the kitchen and saw the others. Malina groans and started to walk away. "Come now, Malinka. I'm not as annoying as your sister," she said. "You have Zerdada's mind. I don't want to deal with her today. And tell her to stop calling me that," she said. "She loves you too," the CC demon said before seeing Modius walking up to her. "Oh Modius, you really carry out your title. Sorry, but no SEC for me," she said. "Now that I think about it," Lucifer started to say before the kindness demon started to glow. "Oh, it's time for me to go. It was nice meeting you all," she said before she was covered in a light. Danny and Judgement were shot out of the light and slams into a wall. They both groan as Justice, and Tucker helps them up. "Wow, I can't believe we fuse into the most powerful demon in the world," Danny said, turning back to his human form. "I wonder how that possible. She might be kind, but neither of us are killers." "Yes, I hurt others, but never killed," Judgement said. "There's a lot of reason that most don't know," the CC demon said, walking up to Danny. "So, you're Jazz's cute brother?" she asked, getting close to him. Danny blinks and started to blush. She was really close to his face, almost ready to kiss him. She also had part of her shirt unbuttoned, giving him a clear view of her melons. Lucifer quickly acted and pulled her away, giving Danny some room. "Enough with teasing. You're going to make Jazz regret calling you back," she said, knowing Danny's sister. "Just having a little fun," the CC demon said, rebut toning her shirt. Why are you called the CC demon? Azazel asked, trying to remain calm. Oh, that's kind of a long story. I wasn't always called the CC demon. When I was little, I was called the ugly demon. She said, sadly. Huh? Danny asked. The CC demon sat down, and crossed her legs before sighing again. Long ago, I was so ugly no one dare look at me, she started. A little demon girl walks through hell, crying. While she didn't look any different than her grown self, she did have one problem. Her face. She had a huge scar that covers her face and made it look like it was stitched back together in a horrible way. That scar was the reason no one dares look at her. I don't recall how I got that scar, but I knew it was the source of my problems. The ugly demon kept crying as all the demons and even souls ignore her. Why? Why is everyone ignoring me? The young demon cries. I couldn't really stand it. All I wanted was to be acknowledged. For others to care about me without looking at my scar. The young demon finally fell to the ground, unable to stop her tears. She felt that no one cares for her, and she was doomed to have this face for the rest of her life. My, what's the matter, young one? A voice said. Why would you care? No one likes me. It's all because of my face. She yelled, not looking up. Your face? The voice asked. Yes, my face. She shouted, looking at him. I was surprised to learn that the demon I was talking to was one of the male demons. He was known as the handsome demon. My, that's a horrible scar, how did you get that? He asked. What's it to you? The ugly demon shouted. Now, calm down. I was asking a question. Still, whoever did this to you, must not have a lot of love for you. The handsome demon said. Demons can't get along. I don't know how I got this scar, and I don't care. I'm stuck with it for the rest of my life. She said before crying again. Indeed, demons can't get along very well, but that might change. He said, lowering his hand. How about I help you get rid of that scar and show everyone the demon you truly are? The handsome demon said, smiling. That was the first time anyone asks me to help with my scar. I agree, and it took a few years, but the scar was finally removed. But I still didn't get my new title. A now teenage demon girl walks out of her bedroom, with her head covered in bandages. It has been 10 years since her scar was removed, and her face needed to heal. She was actually taken in by the handsome demon and raised her like she was his own daughter. She walks down to the kitchen and saw the handsome demon going through many love letters. Morning. She said. Ah. I see you're up. Good news, you can take off your bandages today. He said. Really? That great. I can't wait to see my new face. The teenage demon said. I've also been hearing that you wanted to change your body as well. He said. Well, I don't want others to notice only my face. I want them to notice everything about me. She said. Heh, I know how you feel. I do have a program that helps me become the demon I am today. He said. You do? Can you teach me? The teenage demon asked. After the bandages come off. Which is what we are going to do right now. The handsome demon said. When they did come off, I didn't know the girl in the mirror. My scar went over my eye and through my lips. It even went across both of my cheeks, but now it was gone. There was no sign of them. As if, I never had it. The teenage demon felt her face, surprised at how different she looks. My, you're looking quite pretty with that face. The handsome demon said. The teenage demon turns and hugs him. The handsome demon was surprised but hugs her back. He started her training. You won't believe what I had to do. His program was having me go normal things. Lift heavy boxes, pull weeds from the garden, and helping out other demons. Before I knew it, many demons were staring at me. Not just because of my face, but my body too. I soon started to tease them, giving them a little peek at my body, like shaking my peach when I bend down or give them a nice view of my new melons whenever I stretch. But there was one lesson I remember well. It was my body, don't let anyone use it. The now fully grown demoness stepped into the room and found the handsome demon sighing. "What's wrong?" she asked. "It appears I'm no longer the #1 CC demon in all of hell." "You are my dear," he said. "Really?" she asked. "Indeed. Most of the love letter is yours now. Surprisingly, you got both male and female demons after you. Even a few souls have grown to like you." He laughs. The demoness blushes. Her long-time wish had finally came true. The handsome demon stood up and hugs her. "What's wrong?" she asked. "I have to send you away. You can't stay here," he said. "Why?" the demoness asked. "My dear, your new body is getting to me. If you stay here any longer, I might just marry you. But, I raise you like a daughter. Yes, demons don't care about relationships, but I don't want to," he said. The demoness looks down before she smiles. She then hugs him back. "Thank you for everything, Dad," she said. After that, I left. I become known as CC Demon and live my life happily. I never forget what he did, his love, and care. She finished. Danny looked shocked as the rest of the just were surprised. Cerberus was even crying. The CC Demon felt both Jazz's and Zdrada's minds, and they too were shocked on her past. "Wow, is that true?" he asked. "Yes, it's true. I haven't seen him since that day. The ugly demon was a thing in the past. I'm the only one that remembers her," the CC Demon said, making sure Danny got a clear view of her melons again. "Will you stop it?" Lucifer shouted. "Relax, Lucy. I'm just having some fun. It's my body after all," she said. "Okay, I know she part of my sister, which should feel wrong, but what do I find her so hot?" Danny thought to himself. The CC Demon then stood up and looks at the clock. "Well, I'm going to be around for some time. Better see what this world had to offer me," she said and headed for the door. "Wait," Danny said, rushing up to her. "Yes." She smiles. "Be careful out there. Earth is different than hell," Danny said, blushing. The CC Demon smiles and kisses his forehead. "I'll be fine," she said and left. "Think we should follow her?" Tucker asked. "No," Danny said, sighing. The CC Demon walks around town and saw many people staring at her, just like in hell. She smiles and gave a small wave. It wasn't long before she ran into Malina, the queen bee of Casper High. "Ugh! And just who do you think you are?" she asked in disgust. "Me? I have no name, but everyone calls me the CC Demon," she said. "You? CC? Please. You're just a tramp," Malina said. "Wow, Jazz isn't kidding. She really is a BRT. The CC Demon whispers to herself. "What was that?" Malina asked. "Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself," she said, smirking. The CC Demon then wraps her tail around Malina's waist and lifts her up. "Hey! Put me down!" she shouted. Now, my dear. I just wanted to check something," the CC Demon said. Malina was then shocked to find the demoness kissing her. She felt as if her body was on fire before the demoness let go. "There, all set," she said. "Why was that for?" Malina asked. Think about how crazy she was. "Oh, just something I like to call the kiss of hell. I just give you a little taste of hell. Notices how your body started to feel like it was on fire? That was the fires of hell. If I kept it up, you would have been dragged to hell. And trust me, it's not a fun place. The CC demon said before having her tail enter her pants. Hey! Paulina shouted, and tries to remove it. That is strange. I could feel as if you want to be taken, but by someone that doesn't even like you back. She said, thinking. Get that thing out of me. Paulina shouted. She was then shocked as she felt the tail enter her. The CC demon smirks before pulled out and shook her tail. What did you do? Paulina asked, feeling some pain in her lower area. I just took your virginity. Your lover already has a girlfriend, or should I say, girlfriends. She smirks. What? Paulina said, having a hard time moving. He has moved on, and you should too. Took bad you will never have him anyway. The CC demon said and walks away. Paulina tries to follow but could barely take a few steps before she had to stop. The CC demon felt Jazz's mind disagree with her actions, and she smiles. Relax. She can't get back at me since you and Zdrada are the ones that can call me here. Besides, your brother deserves better. She said, feeling Jazz's mind agree with her. Azazel walks up to the school and hums to herself. This is Casper High? She asked. She had heard of Justice's, Pandemonica's, Cerberus's, and Modius's time there, and she thought maybe she could see what the schools of Earth were like. She was also aware that Danny goes here. She thought back to the kiss they had on Christmas and felt her lips. While she did it out of curiosity, there was something about it that clicked with her. She even asks her father about it, and all he was that he was proud of her. He was leaving it up to her to find the answers. Learning new things helps the young grow. He told her. Azazel thought about asking Danny about the kiss but never had the time to bring it up. The fusions took up most of her time. She heard the backstory of the kindness demon and the CC demon. While it was still a mystery why Danny and his sister can fuse with some of the girls, Azazel started to wonder if Danny could fuse with an angel. Maybe, if we fuse, I could understand him better. She thought before shaking her head. She could think about that later. She enters the school and notices many students by their lockers. She also notices a few boys wearing red and white jackets, talking to some of the girls. She then saw Paulina, who appears to be walking up to her. And just who are you? She asked. My name is Azazel. I'm just looking around. She said. And what kind of name is that? Paulina asked. My father gave it to me, Azazel said. Well, it's a stupid name, Paulina said. Do you even thinking before you speak? Valerie said, walking up. Gray, Paulina said. Azazel heard of her. Valerie Gray used to pick on Danny until an accident with ghosts caused her to lose lots of money and kick out of the group she was in. She learns how her friends were not her friends and even started to date Danny for a while. Valerie was on the redeem list, but she near the bottom because of her hated for ghosts and even with Danny's ghost form. Paulina, Azazel is a name for an angel. Do you not see the hollow above her head? Valerie said. Paulina looks and shrugs. So. I'm better than any angel. She said. And that's why you're going to hell, Valerie said. Excuse me. Paulina glared. You heard me. Did you forget about one of the demon girls that visit? She was marking every for heaven, hell, or redeem. You're marked for hell. Valerie said. Azazel remembers Pandemonica saying something about that. She was about to say something when she felt someone was in trouble. She looks down the hall and saw Danny surrounded by 4 teens wearing the jackets she has seen most of the boys wear. She also knew that Danny would never use his powers in front of people. Not wanting her first friend to get hurt, she quickly rushes up to him and stood in front of the boys. Azazel? Danny asked, shocked. Leave him alone. She said. What the? Where did she come from? One of the boys asked. It doesn't matter, Fenton needs to pay. Another said. Dash has been sending his goons after me after what the girls did to him, Danny told the confused angel. Well, you better back off. Azazel said. Or what? A third boy asked. You'll regret it. I'm his guardian angel. Azazel shouted. Danny blinks. Did she say she was his guardian angel? The four boys burst out laughing at that. You. A guardian angel? Nice joke. The fourth boy said before all of them stood ready. Stand in our way, and we will make you pay too. The first said. Azazel. Everyone stops as a loud voice shook the building. Only Azazel and Danny knew who that voice belongs to. The school doors burst open and Azazel's eyes widen at the person. General. She shouted. Danny quickly stood in front of her. He did not forget how this angel treated his friend. Step aside. She said. No, Danny said, not moving. This is a matter between us. Step aside. The general said. Azazel is still my friend. I'm not leaving. Danny said, not backing down. Everyone just watches in shock. Some started to think a fight might break out. Finally, the general sighs and looks at Azazel. We heard what you call yourself. You know that you're not a guardian angel. She said. Azazel started to say before her general hits her head. Danny then turns and punches her, knocking her off her feet and making her hat fall off. Azazel was shocked. No human has even hit an angel. She picks herself up and looks at Danny in shock. Listen here, I don't know what you got against Azazel, but I will not let you hit her anymore. You're the one that making her feel like she's not a true angel. Danny said. Azazel knows better than to lie. She was not assigned as your guardian angel. The general said, standing up. Then don't hit her for it. Danny said. Listen, Azazel. If you truly want to be his guardian angel, then you know what to do. She said to Azazel. Yes, ma'am, Azazel said. What does she mean? Danny asked. In order to be your guardian angel, I must earn it. I have to win a duel to earn the title. She said sadly. A duel? Danny asked. Yes, and I'll be her opponent. The general said. Danny narrows his eyes. It was clear that she was trying to make Azazel lose before she could even begin. Azazel sighs, knowing there was no way out now. I accept. She said. Good, we will meet in the void in 1 Earth hour. The general said, and walks out of the school. The void? Danny asked. A place that has no good or evil. All powers are the same there. She said, knowing why she picks that place. Danny didn't like it. Something was still up. The void? Lucifer shouted. It was after school that Danny heading towards the apartment and told the others what happened. Lucifer was well aware of the place. I get a feeling it's still not going to be a fair fight, Danny said. Lucifer groans. Of all places, why there? However, she did agree that this general angel seems to be treating Azazel poorly. Back when she was an angel, she wasn't HRD on too many of the angels. Lucifer would never fully admit it, but she has grown to like Azazel. It was clear she was still learning, and she wasn't treated like an angel. She was treated as if she was a demon. Lucifer. Are you okay? Danny asked, breaking her from her thoughts. Yes, I'm fine. I can't believe my father is letting this happen. Lucifer said. It's been said that God works in mysterious ways, Danny said. Lucifer couldn't disagree with that. Not even she knew what he was up to without too much guessing work. She then remembers something. "Danny, I need to go check on Azazel," she said. "Okay." Danny asked but didn't press it. Lucifer turns and heads towards Azazel's room. She was about to knock when she heard some crying. Wait, Azazel never cries, Lucifer thought, then knocked. She heard something get knocked over before hearing a noise, and finally, the door opens. "Lucifer," Azazel said, trying to act like she wasn't crying. "Azazel, don't hide it from me. You're worried, aren't you?" Lucifer said. Azazel sighs and looks down before nodding. Lucifer sighs and walks into her room, powering through the holy items. She sat on the bed and patted the spot. Azazel closes her door and sat down. "Azazel, I have a strong feeling that your general doesn't have high hopes for you. Almost as if she wants you to fail," Lucifer said. "But she sent me to hell to prove myself," Azazel said. "Not what we think. Azazel, you told us that your general doesn't give you praise, even when you do something right. I believe she sent you to hell to get rid of you," Lucifer said. "But why?" Azazel asked. "I can't say for sure. However, I know you're trying your best. I think your general is jealous," Lucifer said. "Jealous?" Azazel asked. "I can't confirm it without going to heaven, and I'm not allowed back there," Lucifer said. "Why would my general be jealous of me?" Azazel asked out loud. "There could be many reasons." "Oh, here," Lucifer said before she took out a medallion. Azazel's eyes when she saw it. That was a medallion of an angel that was held in the same place as God himself. She then remembers that Lucifer was one of the first angels that God made. "You still have that?" she asked. "Yes, for a few 100 centuries, I carry this for my hated towards our father and vow to stand against everything he stood for. However, when I finally found a home, I had this tucked away. I never wanted to see it again. When we moved here, I found it and brought it with me. Azazel, I might not agree with most of our father's actions, but even I don't like seeing angels picking on others. I'm giving this to you," she said. Azazel took the medallion and stares at it. There were a few angels that were the left and right hands of God, and now she was holding the one thing that shows proof. She looks back at Lucifer, who sighs. "Azazel, I know our father won't abandon you, but know you are welcome here anytime," she said. Azazel started to cry and hugs Lucifer. She blinks in surprise before sighing and hugs her back. "Thank you," Azazel said softly. Lucifer sighs again, as she knew he was watching them. Yeah, don't get sappy on me. Just do me a favor," she said, breaking the hug. "What?" Azazel asked. "So that be who boss," Lucifer said. Azazel couldn't help but laugh at that. Azazel appears in the void and sighs. Everything that Lucifer told her ran through her head. Her general was jealous of her, but why? She then looks up and was shocked to see her general, many other angels, and even some of the archangels. She could also feel her father close by. Azazel. Azazel knew he was there for her like he always was. Soon, her general steps and notices something. "Cadet Azazel, where's your sword?" she asked. "Sword?" Azazel asked, shocked. She never had one. Her general refuses to train her in one. Before she could answer, a sword stabs into the ground in front of her. Many angels knew the sword. "There's her sword." Azazel turns and was shocked to see Lucifer and the others close by, surprising the general as well. "What? Demons?" she asked. "Ah, Celestine. I thought that was you. How have you been?" Lucifer asked. "What are you doing here? This is a matter between us," she shouted. Celestine, did you forget? I'm an angel as well. Lucifer smirks. No, you are a fallen. This doesn't concern you. Celestine said. You were always so hot-head. Always trying to prove you're better. Lucifer said. And we didn't come alone, Justice added. Azazel and many of the angels' eyes widened in shock when Danny landed next to Judgement and smiled at Azazel. Hey, Azazel. He said. Daniel? She asked. Many of the other angels were surprised to see him and started to whisper among themselves. The archangels look at the boy and nodded. Celestine looks at him, and Danny glares back. Celestine, huh? Well, I'm here to cheer on Azazel. He said. As are we, Lucifer added. You're socializing with demons? Celestine asked. Azazel kept quiet. She knew the angels wouldn't believe her. Celestine, shut up, Lucifer said, making her flinch. You're not my general, Lucifer. She said. Maybe, but our father didn't choose you to be HRD on Azazel. Yes, she can be too curious at times, but I see an angel trying to prove she's doing the best she can. You keep bring her down, even when she is doing something right. Lucifer said. Celestine growls before pull out her sword. Cadet. Grab the sword. She said. Azazel gulps as she grabs the sword, and pulls it out. Danny noticed she had a bit of trouble holding it and knew what that meant. Hold it. He shouted, making everyone turn to him. He then steps up to Azazel and started to help her. Hold it like this. Now spread your feet until they are like this. He said. Azazel found that the new position she had taken made her able to hold the sword a lot easier. Thank you, Daniel, Azazel said. Just be careful. I don't think this is a fair fight. Danny said. Enough. Stay out of this duel. Celestine shouted. Duel? I hardly call it that. Danny said before nodding at Azazel. He then flew back to the other girls, as Azazel looks at her general. She then looks at the sword she was holding. The Angelus Gladio, the first of its kind. Lucifer uses this sword after being made by our father. I can't believe she still has it. Azazel thought. Are you really going to allow Azazel to use that, father? Celestine asked. She got no answer from him. But Lucifer did speak up. That was one of the many things our father let me take out of heaven when he banished me. He hopes that it would remind me of who I was. She said. Azazel still remembers that Lucifer was an angel before she was the ruler of hell. She then notices Celestine charging at her and quickly brings the sword in front of her and blocks her sword. Celestine, our father did not say start. One of the archangels told her. Celestine ignores him and swings her sword, making Azazel block each swing, unable to fight back. I knew it. She's doing this on purpose, Danny said. So I can break her legs? Modius asked. Modius, you can't. The void makes everyone's powers equal. Lucifer told her. Meaning, even if I say yes, another angel could easily stop you, Danny added. He looks down and saw that Azazel was still having trouble. He already guesses that she barely knew how to use a sword, and Celestine wasn't giving her a chance. But he could see that Azazel was trying. Wait. He thought. Azazel. You got nothing to prove. Remember, your father always knew of your success. He shouted. I said stay out of this. Celestine said. She treated you like a demon, but we have been treating you like an angel. She's nothing more than a bully. Remember what you do back at my school? He said, ignoring Celestine. Azazel blocks another swing and thought about it. I have nothing to prove Daniel's right. I spend all my life trying to prove I'm an angel like everyone else in heaven. An angel stands up for others, as well as herself. Azazel then locks the blades together and started to push back, surprising Celestine. What? She asked. I had enough of you. I did nothing to you, and yet, you treated me like I was nothing. You didn't encourage me when I fail. You yelled at me for doing something right. And you're trying to take me from my friends. I'm much of an angel like you. In our Father's eyes, we are all equal. Azazel shouted. You dare raise your voice to me? Celestine shouted. Yes, I dare. Azazel said, pushing her back. Celestine was able to stop herself and was surprised. Azazel held the sword in the air, pointing the tip at her. Celestine growls and rushes at her. She swings the sword, and Azazel pushes it away with hers before punching her in the cheek. Celestine was sent crashing to the ground and roll away from Azazel. Many angels gasps at the action. Celestine touches her cheek and growls again. She got up and started to swing her sword once again. Azazel blocks each one as if she knew where she was going to strike next. How are you doing this? Celestine shouted, knowing she had no training with a sword. Do you think our Father would agree to send me to hell without means to defend myself? I always knew how to use a sword. She said, pushing her back. This time Azazel went on the offense. She swings the Angelus Gladio, which Celestine blocks but was pushed back. Azazel pushes her back until they hit an invisible wall. Azazel then knocks the sword from Celestine's hands and then headbutts her. She stabs the sword into the ground and grabs Celestine's head before kneeing her in the ribs. An X-ray appears, showing that Celestine's ribs crack and broke before Celestine gasps in shock. Azazel then spins around and threw Celestine into the hilt of the Angelus Gladio, showing another X-ray of her nose getting broken. Celestine steps away, now holding her broken nose. She growls and grabs her sword. She swings it, and Azazel blocks it. Azazel then spins around her before kicking her in the back, sending Celestine flying a few feet before crashing into the ground. How? She asked, getting up. How are you doing this? She shouted at Azazel. Everyone fights for something. I'm an angel. We fight to protect those we care about. I'm not the same angel you can bully around, just because you're jealous of me. Azazel said. Celestine growls and grips the hilt so tight that her knuckles turn white. You're not an angel. She said, running at her. Azazel remained still before a loud slashing noise was heard. Everyone gasps as Azazel held her sword in the air with some blood dripping off it. Celestine drops her and looks at the cut on her side. She could feel her blood coming from it and saw her white outfit started to turn red. How? She said. We might be angels, but we are not superior. Our Father made us in his liking as he did with the humans. If anyone is a fallen, it's you. Azazel said. Celestine turns her to, clearly upset at her words. She then looks up and saw some of the demons cheering for her. She grabs her sword again and looks at Azazel. If anyone is a fallen, it's you. She shouted, swinging her sword. Azazel watches as an energy beam was sent flying out towards her friends. She took off running, not hearing the angels' gasps behind her. Both Danny and Lucifer was ready to stop the attack but was shocked when Azazel appears in front of them and blocks it with the sword. Azazel then slashes right through it and started to breathe heavily. No, that's not possible, Celestine said. Azazel growls and looks down, almost shaking with rage. Azazel? Danny asked, shocked to see her wings. Father, forgive me, Azazel whispers before snapping her head up and glares at Celestine. Celestine steps back. That face that she was giving off. It reminds her of Azrael, the angel of death. In fact, that same angel notices Azazel's look and hums to himself. How dare you said this was between us. And you just try to attack my friends. I won't forgive you for that. Azazel shouted before holding the sword in the air. I won't forgive you. She shouted and dashes right at her. Celestine had no time to block as she was stabbed by the Angelus Gladio. But Azazel wasn't done. She removes the sword and punches her in the face. Azazel then grabs Celestine's head and headbutts her again. She then punches her in the stomach, making Celestine lose her breath again. Azazel then swings the sword at Celestine, slashing at her body multiple times. Azazel, enough. Azazel stops and notices it was Danny that said that. She looks at him and saw him sigh. Don't kill her. We're fine. He said. Judgement knew why Danny stops her. He was afraid that Azazel might lose herself and not be the same person. He was trying to prevent another dannyphantom from being born. Azazel looks back at Celestine, who was bleeding from the slashes she gave her. She pointed the sword tip at the base of her neck and say one word. Heal. Celestine was in too much pain to fight back. She had no choice. I heal. Azazel removes the sword and looks at the other angels. I'm sorry for my actions. She bows. All is forgiven, my child. Father? Azazel asked, shocked. I'm always watching Azazel. I must admit I was worried that you would lose yourself in your rage. Had the boy not stopped you, I would instead. Azazel looks down. She felt like she really messes up. Azazel, I hereby declare you Daniel's guarding angel. Watch over him and ensure no harm falls upon him. Yes, Father. Azazel bows. Lucifer then felt their father turn to her, and she sighs. Lucifer, continue to watch over Azazel for me. She groans but didn't deny it. Danny was surprised to feel someone pat his head before it left. Was I touched by God? He thought, shocked. Many angels started to help Celestine up before she felt someone in front of her. Celestine, Azazel is corrected. No one is superior. I created all beings as equals. Yes, there are mistakes in people, but I knew they weren't perfect. Azazel might not be perfect, but I knew she could do many things. Celestine just looks down, knowing she just reveals her true colors to her father. She was then shocked to feel a hand touch her cheek. All people deserve a chance. Ever those that had fallen from heaven. I'm sorry, she said, sounding broken. She felt a body hugs her. And was shocked. She never felt her father do this to her before. All is forgiven. Learn from your mistake. Celestine nodded before the angels carry her away to treat her wounds. Lucifer and the others step up to Azazel, who tries to give the sword back to her. Keep it. I have no need for it. She said. Are you sure? She asked. You're a better angel than I'll ever be, Lucifer said. Thanks. Azazel smiles before turning to Danny. Danny smiles and was shocked when Azazel suddenly kisses him. Many of the other girls just smirk. Knowing that Azazel likes Danny the same way they do. Azazel? He asked, confused. Ever dating an angel before? She asked. It was later that Danny did take Azazel out. Lucifer decides to let Azazel go before her. They were flying through the air, with Azazel trying to get used to her new wings. Wow, you might this look easy. She said. Not really. I don't have wings. Danny said. Azazel rolls her eyes and notices the stars that were out. Wow, no matter how many times I see them, the stars are still appealing. She said. I know. I still plan on travel to the stars one day. Danny said, looking at the night sky. The two just floated there, looking at the stars before Azazel turns to him. Daniel, thanks, she said. For what? Danny asked, confused. For being my friend and stopping me from going too far. I was so upset that Celestine tries to attack you and others, I just lost myself. She said. Azazel, Danny said before hugging her. Azazel hugs back, and the two share another kiss. They broke from the kiss and notices the moon was shining on them. Why do I get the feeling God approves of this? Danny asked. As you humans say, God works in mysterious ways. Azazel giggles. Ha, ha. Danny laughs, rolling his eyes. The two continue to fly, with Danny giving her some points. Little did they know, a man that was hidden in the shadows was watching them. So, he with an angel as well. Removing her might unlock his demon more. He said before thinking. However, she is the daughter of God. Removing them is very difficult. He added. He then turns and walks away, leaving a very eerie feeling for anyone that passes the area. Justice yawns as she got out of bed and reaches for her shades. She then stops as she remembers what day it was. This was the day that she and Mock started a relationship, and the same day she broke it off. She was really blind when she saw him. She was so distracted by his handsomeness that she didn't see the true demon underneath. She lost her sight because of it. The shades were a gift from him as a reminder of the fool she has been. But then, there was Danny. Unlike Mock, Danny didn't pretend to like her. Even without her sight, she could see what truly lies beneath him. He was fun, cool, and an awesome person, much like herself. Justice still remembers when she first touches him on their first meet. She could still feel his muscles and how strong he was. She even blushes when she got a suit for him. And the way he fought, it was just so awesome. She could easily make out the sounds of his attacks, and as well as the way he fought. Justice had to admit, out of all the guys she met, Danny was one awesome person. She sighs and got out of bed. She changes into her suit and put the shades on. She knew Danny was in school at this time and thought about seeing him again. Ha! A sight pun. I see why Danny does this. Ha! I did it again. Justice laughs in thought. She heads downstairs and grabs a plate of pancakes and a cup of coffee, shocking Lucifer. Justice! She shouted. Morning, Lucy. You might want to hurry up and take him out on a date. She said. Don't tell me. You're finally going to ask him out? Lucifer asked. Yep. He's awesome, and I'm awesome. A perfect match, don't you think? Justice asked. Lucifer sighs and shook her head. Her friend was really something else. She still remembers their first meeting. Lucifer wanted some help to gain control over hell, and Justice was the first demon she saw. She was beating up some other demons that were causing trouble. At first, the two didn't see eye to eye. But as time passed, they grew close and soon started treating each other as friends. To them, it didn't matter what they were. It matters who they were. Sometimes, Justice would visit her, and they would just sit down and talk like normal people. When Justice started to train Judgement, she was the first person to hear about her progress and skills. She also recalls what Mock did to her when she broke off their relationship. Shortly after leaving the hospital, when Justice first became blind, she hunted him down and made him pay for hurting her friend. She even heard how Justice and Danny took him down together. She was surprised to find that her best friend liked Danny the same way as everyone else. If there was one demon she trusted fully, it was Justice. Hello. Earth to Lucy. Lucifer blinks as she notices that Justice was waving her hand in her face. Which hell did you go to? Justice asked, smirking. The past. When we first met. She said. Oh yeah, I thought you were crazy asking for help. I mean, the almighty Lucifer asking a common demon like me for help. Justice said. Lucifer couldn't help but laugh at that. I must have been a real dork back then. Still, I really didn't know how to keep most demons in line. You really help put the fear in demons. She said. Heh. When I saw how fun you truly were, I had no problem helping you. Not to mention, all the times we hang out. You're a good friend, Lucifer. Justice said. As were you. Lucifer smiles. Justice smirks and held out her fist. Lucifer rolled her eyes and bumps her fist with hers. After eating, Justice headed out and soon reaches Danny's school. She walks inside and saw Danny by his locker. He was, once again, surrounded by members of the A-listers. They might got Dash to back off, but he still found ways to pick on Danny. She walks up and pulls the first guy away. She then pushes the other three back and stood in front of Danny. Justice? He asked. Hey, Danny. Sorry about coming to your school again, but I wanted to talk to you about something. She said. Is it important? Danny asked, getting a nod. It is, I'm hoping we could talk about it after your school is done. She asked. Sure, Danny said, wondering what she wanted to talk about. Thanks. Why do you let me handle these guys as you head to your next class? Justice said. Danny really didn't have a problem with that. Justice wasn't like most demons. She knew not to hurt those that don't deserve it. He nods and headed to his class. So, which one of you wants to go first? Justice smiles. Later. Justice waited by the school doors and soon saw Danny walk out. With him were his friends, Tucker and Sam. He was able to talk to Sam when she was healing from the kindness demon attacks and the fact she was under a powerful pill that made her too weak to move or fight back. He made it clear that he didn't like Sam's attitude and was tired of her trying to steal his happiness from others. He made it very clear that he was a person and he could decide for himself. He didn't want her to go through hell punishment if she kept it up. The girls already told him about it and what they do to their victims. He was the only thing he couldn't stop. Since then, Sam was different. She made no moves against the girls and almost always ignored them. Justice could already tell that she was still putting the pieces of her life back together. Shortly after Danny finished talking to Sam on that day, she broke down crying, not eating or even moving. Danny was worried that she would become suicidal. However, Modius, of all people, was able to talk her out of it. Who knew the lustful demon could talk people out of killing themselves? Justice then walks up and puts her arm around his shoulders. What's up? She said. What do you want to talk about? Danny asked. Oh, right. I know Lucy still needs to go on date with you, but I'm thinking it's time I start anew. Justice said. What do you mean? Danny asked, confused. Wow. Now I get why others call him clueless. Justice thought. I mean, I'm going to start a bring new life with you. Just like the others, I'm taking you out on a date. She said, shocking him and everyone close by. What? Danny shouted. He knew Justice liked him, but he didn't think she likes him that much. Then again, Justice was different than other demons. Are you before or after Lucifer? He asked. Heh, before. I love to see the look on Lucy's face when we start dating. Justice smirks. Oh yeah, she'll be crying her eyes out when we see us, Danny said. Justice laughs and rubs his head. She knew there was a reason she likes him. You're a funny dude, Danny. Screw what other people say about you. She said. So, where to? Danny asked. How about the gym? I could use a sparring partner. She said. Danny nods and faces his friends. Tucker nodded, and Sam looks away. He was still worried about Sam, but Tucker assured him that he will watch over her. The two walks down the street before they saw Malina. Well, Danny saw her. Justice heard her footsteps. She was still with the boy that Danny met at the beach. What are you doing here, loser? Malina asked. What? Last I check, it wasn't a crime to be walking down the street. Danny said. And what are you doing with him, traitor? Malina asked Justice. Traitor? Good one. I was never part of your group. Besides, Danny's my boyfriend now. Justice said. What? Malina shouted. Geez, Fenton. How many girlfriends do you have? The boy asked. I have a strong feeling I got 10 of them, Danny said, blushing. 10. Malina shouted. Why 10? Justice asked. Let's face it. All of you have feelings for me, and you all want to date me, and you all want to do what me and Lucifer did when we first met, Danny said. I can wait on that last one, but I know for fact Modius would jump on you at the first chance. She's still waiting for you to say those words. Justice said. Danny groans. Modius was the only girl that he didn't want to have SEC with. For someone named the Lustful Demon, he was scared of what would happen if they did have section. Why would 10 girls like you? You're a freak. Malina shouted. And that's why we like him, Justice said, shocking them. What? Everyone asked. Who cares if Danny's a freak? Demons are considered freaks as well. We freaks need to stick together. Justice said. Danny blinks at that. It was clear that Justice didn't mind if he was a freak. She likes him for who he was. Danny smiles. He never likes being called a freak, but Justice didn't care. You're right, Malina. I am a freak. He said, smiling. But, I'm a freak that got 10 girls to like me and make them happy. Unlike you, who use people to her own befits. He added. Excuse me? Malina shouted. You heard me. I used to like you, but it was clear you never like anyone but yourself. Heck, I bet you don't like dannyphantom as much as you claim. Danny said. I love the ghost boy, and he loves me. Malina shouted. Then why did the news talk about him being seen with an angel last night? Danny asked. Danny knew the media caught word of his and Azazel's date a few nights ago. He also knew that Malina would have a fit about it. Sure enough, Malina looks ready to have a fit. Come on, babe. We're going to be late. The boy said. Malina huffs and faces away from them. The boy then turns to Justice and gave a very familiar smirk. Glad to see you're doing all right. Happy anniversary, Just. He said before leading Pauline away, too upset to notice what he said. What was that all about? Danny asked. Justice was quiet. The smirk, the nickname, the way he said those words. Could he be Justice? Danny said, snapping from her thoughts. I'm fine. She said. Do you know him? Danny asked. No, Justice said before placing her arm around his shoulders. Let's get going. This date isn't going to date itself. She said. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 5. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and Phantom Fan 21 on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.